And welcome back to JKLive here at Citizen Television. Our guest tonight, from former street activist to senator from Busia County. Imagine that. OKIYA You usually see him chained to the walls or the halls of the High Court. Now he's a fully fledged senator. Going to be fighting for his people from Busia. Senator, karibu sana.
Asante.
Good to see you.
Karibu.
And you, I mean, even before you entered the Senate to be sworn in, you were...
First of all, a correction.
Go on.
I'm a senator of the Republic of Kenya, elected by the people of Busia. I'm not a senator of Busia.
Okay.
Yes.
But Busia County is your...
It's my home county. The county that elected me, the county for which I'm responsible, but I'm a senator of the Republic of Kenya.
Uh-huh.
The oath I took did not have the word Busia in it.
Everything you do?
The oath.
The oath?
Yes, to the Republic, and it's very important. Kenya is a single nation. We are 47 senators with the responsibility to oversight the 47 counties. So I'm one of the 47.
Right.
And I look at that thing as a collegiate responsibility. So I'll try to create friendships and build networks and partnerships with other senators in my role in oversighting Busia, in attracting resources, but doing that as part of Kenya. Yeah.
Tell me something. Did you grow up in Busia?
Yes.
Tell us about your background.
I was born in a village called Kwangamor. It was not so much on the map, but from last year I've been building a tarmac road there, 22-kilometer tarmac road through the village.
You?
Yes.
You yourself?
Yes, through networks.
And how far have you gone with that?
They're doing the first 6 kilometers, but it's going to be 22-kilometer tarmac road.
From where to where?
Connecting the highway from Eldoret to Uganda, with the highway from Kakamega to Busia. I want a road across there.
And why you, Senator? I mean, why can't your local leaders do that?
Well, they didn't, and I saw the chance, and I lobbied, and I got a road before I got into politics, and it was just being done.
So what you're saying is you're a businessman at the same time. I mean, you got a tender to do a road.
No, it's not me building. It's a state building. I lobbied the state and made my case, and the road is being built.
And it will be completed?
Yeah, it will be completed. The works are going on. It's going to cost some about 2.2 billion shillings.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Okay, so you grew up in this village, huh? And?
Yes, I was born into a Catholic family. I was born in the village, not in a hospital, which I'm happy about. So I began my life in the village. My umbilical cord is buried in that village. I went to the local primary school. I got baptized in the local church. I did my catechism in the local church. I went to St. Paul's Amkura High School for Form 1 and 2. Then I met missionary priests who convinced me to join the seminary to train to be a Catholic priest. So I detoured, and I took a long time training to be a Catholic priest. Some of my classmates are now bishops and archbishops. Yeah. So I'm in good company.
So why did you stop? Why did you not continue?
I fell sick when I was just finishing my philosophy. And I became heavily epileptic. I had to get a lot of fits, and the epilepsy became so bad. Aga Khan could not manage it. So I was told I could not, you cannot be a priest if you're epileptic. What happens if you get an attack when you're having service? Yeah. So, but one time when I was playing football and I got a fit, somebody was on the opposite team, a young man also, but he died last year. Came to me and said his grandfather had taught him some medicines that could treat the condition, among others. So he said, can I give it a try? I said, we talked to my father. So we talked to my father, he agreed, he paid him 1,500. That was in 1987. So he put me on treatment on 17th of December, 1987. And until today, I've never had a fit. But Western medicine refused to certify me as cured. Therefore, I could not go back to be a priest.
But for 35 years, you've never had a fit?
Never had a fit. But, but medically, they say I'm not cured.
Do you still take that medicine?
No, I took it only for 12 days.
That's it?
That's it.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's when I changed. I went to the Kenya Polytechnic, studied mechanical engineering. Then I continued in life.
Oh, no, when did you start your activism? When did you start this? When did you start being vocal?
I don't know, but when I look at my report cards, which I have a record of, they used to say, obedient but outspoken.
Even in primary and secondary school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was a head boy one time, I had it rough because I punished some people for sneaking out of the compound. And then somehow somebody leaked it to we used to call them the rectors. In the seminary, you don't call them a headmaster, it's a rector. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he wanted me to divulge the identities, but I refused. Because I told him we cannot punish them twice. I've already punished them.
Right.
So I had instead to be suspended. But I never divulged their names. And they would have been expelled. But I'm happy that both of them are priests today. It's me who is not a priest.
They are both priests.
Yes.
And they are your friends.
They are my friends.
And you never divulged the names.
I did not.
Wow.
So maybe that's how far it goes.
Did they know this? Did they know you did this? You took one for the team?
They know I did it.
Okay, so after high school?
I was admitted to the University of Nairobi to study Bachelor of Commerce. But my priestly call was very strong, so I declined to go to the university. I joined St. Augustine's Philosophicum in Bungoma to study philosophy. So we were there for some time. Then when I was finishing my philosophy, that's when the epilepsy thing happened.
Again? Oh.
No, that's when it happened.
That's when it started, okay.
Yeah, that's how it cut off my pursuit to be a priest. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But the urge to serve is still there. The concern for your brother, Cain, who is your brother, is a call I always hear. Mm. Where's your brother?
Yeah.
I always hear that.
Am I my brother's keeper?
Yes. And I take it seriously. And my grandfather used to tell me, the grandfather whom I loved very much, he used to tell me that to change the world, you don't have to do great things. If you're walking on the road and you find a thorn, and you pick it up and destroy it and throw it away, even if you're wearing shoes and you find a thorn and you stop and pick it and throw it away, you have made the world better for those who will come on bare feet and pass on that path. Mm. So he told me, you don't have to do big things to make the world better for everybody. Just do the small things that you can do with what you have. Yeah. And you can make the world better for everybody. You
still miss the priesthood? You miss that?
I do.
You do, huh?
Yeah.
Would you go back if you had a chance?
Unfortunately, I'm now married.
Oh, right.
So unless I get a special dispensation from the Pope, and I don't know what to do with the wife,
yes,
I'm not able to go back.
But that order would have to come from the Vatican.
Rome has to speak.
Oh.
But I doubt if I want to ask Rome to speak about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the meantime, what made you get into activism? What made you want to speak up for the voiceless?
You know, in the seminary, they used to tell us that they educate us, but they also form us. So there's education and there's formation. So concern for the well-being of other people is rife in me, and especially the rule of law. And then, Jeff, there's something here. The power of saying no is something I take seriously. Because if only Adam and Eve had said no, you and I would be in paradise. Christ would not have died on the cross. So to say no to some things that are not good is very, very important. And so when I got into, I've always had the knack of saying no. Like I've given you the example of when I said no to a point of being suspended.
Yeah.
So to say no, for me, it's very important. If I think something is wrong, and I reflect on it, and I form a clean conscience about something, I say no. So my activism has largely been one of saying no to excesses.
Yeah.
So there's the law, obey the law. If you do anything against the law for me, I will say no, irrespective of who you are.
No. There's also a bit of stubbornness there, huh? You're very stubborn.
I don't know that I'm stubborn, or the media likes portraying me as stubborn. I'm a guy you want for a neighbor.
But you know, what you do, that activism or the resistance takes money. It's not cheap, right? What you do.
Well, it may take money, it may not take money sometimes, because like in court I draft my own pleadings and I argue them myself. I don't hire a lawyer. I couldn't be able to hire a lawyer.
And like, you're not a lawyer?
No, I'm not a lawyer. But I'm bound by the laws of the land. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I have to understand them.
You filed a petition during the Supreme Court hearings. Yours was petition number 7.
Yes.
During the just concluded Supreme Court hearings.
Yes.
And your argument was that none of the candidates achieved a 50.1%.
Yes, in the totality of the arguments I had, but the court thought otherwise. So that's what under the bridge.
Yeah, but it cost you?
It did cost me, but I believed in it. I paid roughly 1.6 million shillings to prosecute that case. I tried to get money from Azumio, they could not give me. But because I was so convicted, I had to use my own money. And I had to file that case.
Yeah.
And I had to argue it.
And you lost in the end?
I doubt if I lost. They say they dismissed it.
Yeah, it means you lost.
Doesn't mean I lost. It means they ran away from it.
You lost the case. It doesn't exist.
But we have gone over it.
Do you regret it? Do you regret doing it in the first?
No, I would do it again. I would only want a different bench of judges.
Oh, so now you're blaming the judges?
Even one we are fighting right now.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, a Supreme Court judge threatened me on my WhatsApp.
What do they? Do you want to tell us who it is?
Yes, it was Justice Lenaola. He threatened me, saying twende kazi na tutaenda kazi. Yeah, so, I'm a fighter, my friend. That one. His invitation is inviting me to a feast.
Because you love a good fight.
Yes, a good fight, I'll fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially coming from a judge of the Supreme Court. I've litigated before you. Then you come and threaten me. You don't get away with it. You don't. Yeah.
So, oh my goodness.
That's why I'm telling you, I don't think my case was addressed. It was dismissed, yes. But it was not addressed.
Yeah.
But I do not get into that because the country has moved on.
The country has moved on.
We now have a president who was sworn into office. I attended his swearing in.
You were there?
Yes. I never boycott state functions.
Oh.
I went to the reception at the State House. A bit not organized, but it happened. I was there. We ushered him into State House. Now he has got the mandate to rule. The only thing that scared me, that Uhuru, former, I would call him President Emeritus, yes. Uhuru Kenyatta, yes. Because he's still in public life. He's still running the, as we were told, he's chairing the peace, whatever.
Right.
So President Emeritus Uhuru Kenyatta handed over two instruments of power, the Constitution and the sword. And by the way, Mr. Ruto is my good friend. When President Ruto received the Constitution, he symbolically put it aside. When he received the sword, he showed it to the nation. I just hope it is not symbolic. I wish he had lifted the Constitution up.
To show the nation.
To show the nation that it's the rule of law, not the rule of the sword.
Only you would think of something like that.
But I laughed. But anyway,
yes.
Sometimes symbolism.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we are praying. I prayed for him. When I did my rosary today, I prayed for him to have good health and above all to have wisdom.
Yeah.
So that he can rule this country and succeed.
What do you think of his win?
And maybe allow some of us to rest.
What do you think of his win?
Well, the court has pronounced that he won. So it's the choice of Kenyans. And the authority of the courts has to be respected. So to me, I think that the declaration by Mr. Chebukati, who also happens to be a very good friend of mine. You know,
you have a lot of good friends, Senator.
I was in a difficult situation because Mr. Chebukati is a good friend, Raila Odinga is a good friend, William Ruto is a good friend. Yeah. So, and I think within that week I had spoken to all the three. Yeah, but still I felt some clarifications here and there. So I think President Ruto is validly in office now. The politics is behind us. How he got there is for history to determine, not for us now. The living we have to do is to support him to deliver on his manifesto and to hold him accountable to his manifesto. Because I'm one fellow who believes that electoral fraud includes telling people lies on the campaign trail.
Right.
So I take it that he did not tell a lie. He told people what he wants to do. And we would like to let him deliver. But he has to do that within the confines of the Constitution. If he steps out, wembe ni ule ule.
Wembe ni ule ule.
Ule ule.
Na OMTATA atakuwa hapo.
Nitakuwa hapo.
Ukiongea.
I will lead the charge of, even if it is off the cliff, I will lead the charge. But I hope we don't get there. Because what he has promised, as they say in English, perfect doesn't have to be the enemy of good. Eh? I felt that Azimio had given us a better proposal, but this proposal was equally good. So the better proposal of Azimio does not have to be the enemy of the good proposal by President Ruto. So for me, what I'll pray is that he's given an environment within which he can execute his mandate and deliver on his promises, beginning with the fuel house. I was coming here. Yeah. It was a stampede.
Yeah, at the petrol station.
At the petrol station, every petrol station I passed, there's a stampede. I initially did not register. I thought it had a normal traffic jam. But then as I came, I said, there's something, the common denominator And like the Chebukati denominators, which were changing, but the common denominator is a petrol station. So the fuel issue needs to be taken seriously. I personally, I invest in transport. These trailers. I'm one of the fellows who plays with those trailers. And it has become extremely difficult to make ends meet. The cost of fuel is very high. And it's an area that he needs to burn his midnight oil, because he promised that within a certain period, he would sort that out. 100 days is not a short time. It's 3 months. So we hope within this period, we'll have some relief in terms of the cost of fuel and the cost of other things. But if President Kenyatta is to be believed that it's because of the war in Ukraine and Russia, then it may be a bit difficult for the new president. But something needs to happen, because the cost of production now is getting out of the roof.
It's very high.
It's very high.
You know, like you said, the expectations too are very high of President Ruto. Very high. His in-tray must be jam-packed.
Yeah.
If he doesn't deliver in the first 100 days, I mean, are you going to be making noise? Are you going to be up there clamoring and making noise?
What I want to concentrate on right now is legislation to fully devolve the functions that the people of Kenya devolved to the counties. Something like medicine, you find that the central government is still playing a very big role in that. Agriculture, the central government is still playing a very big role beyond just policy. It's doing even procurement and what have you. We need to get these things devolved. Even saw the president saying that he's going to have fertilizer come in and whatever. That's not supposed to be a function of the national government. Let the counties be allowed to organize. And that we shall break these cartels that have penetrated these sectors, these critical sectors. Maybe they should go back to the professor of politics and find out how he was able to keep the costs of essentials under some control for the 24 years he was in power. Yeah. We need to look at that and see. And the thing I want to do in the Senate is to push for a forensic audit of the foreign debt. We need to know what we have borrowed and what that money has done. And if there are any odious debts, we need to address them and kick them out of the debt register, so that we only pay for sovereign debts. If there were regime debts that benefited individuals or regimes, then the estates of those individuals and regimes should be auctioned.
And how far back would you go with that?
1st June 1963.
Madaraka Day, 63.
Yes.
That's how far you would go.
That's how far I'll go. We need to have that public debt audited. Others are playing with fire. Because if you look at how much we are using to service these debts, it's unacceptable. Yeah.
Price of unga. The president has also promised for it to come back to 100. Is that possible?
It is possible if we address the distortions in the market. Yeah. If we address the distortions in the market, and these distortions began with the inputs, which the president has tried to address. But what some of us know is that even that the procurement of that fertilizer might be another big scandal. You might be told fellows have brought in 1.4 million bags, and maybe they've only brought in 400,000 bags, but they've been paid for 1.4 million. So this need, I don't know how it's going to deal with it, but I know that the road runs deep. If you look at what has been happening at the National Cereals and Produce Board, and the fertilizer subsidy at the Ministry of Agriculture. In fact, as we speak, I have a petition in court trying to hold some people accountable for billions of shillings in a similar scheme whereby the country was in the name of bringing in subsidized fertilizer, they ended up looting the country. Yeah.
And the petition is still in court?
Yeah, it's still ongoing in court.
You love going to court, huh? As you think about that.
I don't love going to court. I love defending the Constitution and the law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was that seminarium you went to where they kept telling you, you are your brother's keeper.
You are your brother's keeper, bottom line.
You took it to your head. I mean, it went to your head.
And the purpose of your life, where you are created, is to worship and praise your Creator. To worship and praise God. That's why you are created. So it doesn't matter whether you own a Mercedes-Benz, a Vitz, a bicycle, or walk on barefoot. Your purpose is one.
Worship the Lord.
Worship the Lord.
Wow, that's deep. Let's take a break. Senator OKIYA, not only is he waxing lyrical, he's giving us some Bible verse as well. Goodness. He's Senator from Busia of the Republic of Kenya.
Yes, the Senator of the Republic of Kenya, elected by the people of Busia.
How many votes again?
Pardon?
How many votes?
171,000.
Good Lord. And your closest competitor?
59,000.
And it was your first time?
No, my second.
Oh, okay, you tried before?
Yeah, I had run against Amos Wako.
Ah.
And they beat me by a narrow margin.
And he was running this time in the beginning?
He was running in the beginning, but along the way, he met his Damascus. And left it to others.
Left it to you. All right, keep tweeting at Koinange Jeff at Citizen TV Kenya. The hashtag is JKLive. OKIYA OMTATA. He has no chains today.
No, the chains are there.
Where are they?
They're just invisible.
Invisible chains.
Yes, but should anything happen,
yes,
he'll roll out.
Jeff Koinange Live 6 break. We'll be back in a moment.